Om Vigyativedandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshulanvalitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto him. So I think a number of the regular Krishna loungers are traveling due to the holidays, so we're missing them. But yeah, in relation to the holidays, of course, not everybody celebrates Christmas. Of course, there's some people who don't. But it is a very, very, very popular holiday here in America, and also throughout the world. I don't know if they celebrate it in India. I think, yes, they celebrate it in India now. Are they getting trees too? Yes? They're getting trees and put them in their house? All right, there you go. Who would ever thought? It's a national holiday. Yeah, Christmas. Also in Hong Kong, when I was in Hong Kong some years back, we have a temple there. I was visiting. We were out chanting on the streets, actually. But it was around Christmas time, and yeah, they have big trees and lights. And so yeah, it's been popularized all over the world. So in relation to that, the holidays, it won't be wholly and solely about Christmas, but kind of the holiday seasons in general. They produce a lot of emotions, holidays. Actually, a lot of people become depressed, specifically those who don't have family or friends. There are people like that. They don't have family or friends. It's a hard time for them, actually. I mean, you can imagine, you look around and everybody has, their families and their friends, and they're all laughing and joking and having a great time. Of course, fighting sometimes, but it could be very depressing for people who don't have family or friends. Just like, for example, somebody who is desirous of having their own family. Like I remember there was one monk here, and monk means they don't have, they don't have a family, wife and kids. But he's not a monk anymore. But he was telling me how he would see other families. Means he would see some couples here at the temple and so on, and husband, wife, and children. And he said he was feeling a great desire for himself to have that. Means his own. But sometimes, even though people want family or friends, for whatever reasons, they can't get them. So it's very difficult. Now, of course, this idea of not having family and friends, this is actually illusion. Means everybody has family. I mean, everybody is interconnected on the spiritual platform. So the idea of not having people to relate to, the idea of not having friends, the idea of not having families, it's just based on illusion. Means they exist, means our family, how we're all connected. The principle, it exists, but we have to realize it. So this is the importance of spiritual knowledge. It gives us this idea. So in relation to emotions and so on, I was speaking with my sister recently, Macy, and she was telling me how she's up in Southern Oregon, and there's a bunch of family and friends and people's family and friends, and there's a lot of shopping to do, right? That's what people do, give gifts. So she was shopping, and specifically she shops for all of her all of the different children. So she shopped for two boys, sons. I mean brothers, and for whatever reason, she bought them a video, some type of video game. Now, is there any way somebody could sit right there in the middle? So I could, I don't know, maybe Dimitri or somebody could just help. Maybe a few people could sit there, because really empty, and my vision is straight here, but it's completely empty. So it's all right, that helps. So she bought these two brothers some type of video game, and they were whatever 8 or 9 or something, and by that time you'd expect them to have some basic manners and kind of politeness and stuff like that. It doesn't always happen, but so anyway, she gave these video games to these two brothers, and they were just visibly disgusted. They were like, what is this? And they had the whatever console is it, but the particular game they didn't like, and it was very visible. They were disgusted, and threw it to the side. And my sister was just her heart sank, shattered. Oh man, it's like someone gives you a gift and they just stomp on it right in front of you. So it's like someone gives you a Valentine. What do you call it? Card? Yeah. God, those things. Too much. In middle school, oh my God. I didn't like that so much, to tell the truth. But you get all these Valentines from people. They don't have that in India though, right? Valentine's Day? Oh, you do? All right. Well, you got everything in India then. So, a girl has a crush on a boy, and they write some Valentine or on a card. And at my middle school, they had this is a little diverge, but we're going to the point. They had a screen where they say, okay, we dedicate this song to whatever, Samuel Johnson, and it's from Irina Hernandez or whatever, and then there's this song, and everybody's looking at this guy. Oh, look, anyways. So, but just imagine you get a Valentine's card. Imagine you really write your heart, and you really like somebody, and you write out this card, and you write some nice poetry or something, and you give it to the person, and they just look at you, they crumple it up, throw it on the ground, stomp on it. Of course, that's very mean, but I never did that. But you could imagine what it does. The heart's open, and all of a sudden it contracts. It's very... Now, of course, she was given video games. It's not on the same level, but still, it hurt her feelings, naturally. So she told me, she said, yeah, you know what I did after that? She said, for years I didn't buy him anything. They weren't her sons, it was friends, but she said I didn't buy him anything. But now apparently she's giving gift cards. To them. Now, she was telling me about our nephew, Layden, who in many ways is a very nice, kind of sweet person, but she says you give Layden something, you give him children, they like this, goo, like this, and so you give Layden this goo, and he's just in complete ecstasy. It's like the best thing in the universe, to have this goo, very happy, easy to satisfy. So, now in relation to this gift giving, some people think it's just complete nonsense. Like, oh, why waste time and money doing that, buying gifts? But it actually is important. One great teacher by the name of Rupa Goswami, a great teacher in this particular tradition, he says, Dadati pratigrinati guyamaikati prichati Bhunkte bhoje te chaiva shadvidhim pratilakshanam. So he said Sanskrit, and he says that there's 6 loving exchanges, and one of them is to give gifts. So it is good to give gifts, and to accept gifts. It's important. So we'll discuss that later. What's the best gift to give? So, and then because sometimes people say, I don't want to participate in any of this. This is just commercialism. This is just, most people participate in it, but some people say, I don't want to participate in any of it. There's like 10 million trees cut down in the UK alone. There, the shopping industry, they make, $3 trillion in USA alone, and there's 12 million turkeys, people eat alone, slaughtered in the UK, and I don't want to participate in any of this. I'm just going to, no trees, no turkeys, no gifts, that's it. But, okay, they have that old saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, traditionally that was a way, there's a little tub and the baby, so don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, although that there's much you could say to argue about, means has the real spirit of the holidays been stolen? It could be celebrated still in a positive spiritual way, so that's very possible. So that's a viewpoint some people have on holidays. Now, also, sometimes you hear this, oh, well, if you didn't get the gift that you wanted, you should just still be grateful, right? Because it's the thought that counts, right? You heard that. It's the thought that counts. Now that's true, but for example, there was one monk here many years ago, and he gave me a gift. So it was an apple. Now, why did he give this apple to me? And so, so the apple was, I asked him, I said, why did you give this to me? He said, well, I got it from some guy off the street, means like what's the politically correct term nowadays? Somebody who doesn't have a home? Home free. Home free? All right. Home free guy. So I got it from some guy off the street. So I didn't want it. Germs or whatever. So I didn't want it. So I gave it to you. And I said, okay, well, why else did you give it to me? He said, well, I've had it for a few weeks, and it's starting to rot. So I didn't want it. I said, okay. Okay, so it's you got it from some guy, home free guy. He's had it for a few weeks, it's rotten. And I said, okay, well, is there any other reason why you gave me this apple? He said, yeah. He said, I don't like apples. So now someone could say, well, it's a thought that counts, right? It's a thought that counts. But I don't know. Maybe in relation to that, someone would say, well, maybe you need to think more, right, before you give. So in other words, it could be used as like a excuse for, or I remember, anyways, I said this some time ago, but when I was about 6, 7 years old, my uncle, Sal, anyways, they're Italian, but Uncle Sal, he had this big present wrapped under the tree, right? So I was very eager to open the present. And I convinced him to open it before Christmas. So then I opened it up, and you know what it was? It was the stump of a tree. It means, just a stump. And because we're in Oregon, it rains a lot up there, so it wasn't only just a stump, but it was like a wet stump that he wrapped. And then in that, there was a knot, and there was $5 or something like that. Anyways. High expectations were... So in relation to it being the thought that counts, the idea is to think, what is it that people really need? What is that? What do people really need? Or what do people really, some people say, what do people really want? What's really important? And we could be searching forever, practically, right? Like on our phone, searching forever for what? We're searching for some type of item we want to buy. There's some hole in the heart, right? Metaphysically, we're trying to fill. People are looking for girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, searching. People are looking for places to go. Let me buy this ticket, let me buy that ticket, let me go here, let me go there. So we're all searching constantly, practically. There's like a never-end search. So what are we searching for? And what is that gift that will completely satisfy us? So that is specifically spiritual knowledge. So spiritual knowledge is actually that which will satisfy us completely. And not just means, we sit down and we read a book and, I'm completely satisfied. But you could sit down and read a book, a spiritual book, and then apply the principles that are found there, which cover all aspects of our life and reality. And then this endless search for happiness, for peace, for satisfaction, could come to the end in the sense that we've actually found what we're looking for, rather than just like endlessly searching for who knows what, and we never really find it. For example, spiritual knowledge teaches us that I am just as much as I am this piece of wood here. Similarly, that as much as I am this body. In other words, as much as I am this piece of wood, I am this body. In other words, I'm not the body. The body is external to me, just as this is external to me. The body that we identify with is external to us. It's not us. So this completely eradicates all the problems of the world, actually. People think, I am this religion, I am that religion, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, let's fight about it. I'm this color, I'm that color, let's fight about it. Fighting, all on the basis of the bodily identification. So spiritual knowledge, it tells us that we're not the physical bodies. And therefore on the spiritual platform we're all equal, and on the spiritual platform we're all connected. And aside from that, we don't identify with the body. And what does that mean? That means that all the suffering, and some people say, suffering. Is there really suffering? Yes, there is suffering. And if people don't understand that, then just give it a little time. If they're honest, if they really ask themselves honestly at the end of the day, when they're going to sleep, is there any suffering? Do I suffer? They have to say yes. If they're honest. And if they're dishonest, then whatever. But so there is suffering. It does exist. There's a lot of it in the world, actually. So, but if we don't identify with the body, which includes the mind, the physical body and the mind, subtle mind, then what does that mean? That means we don't suffer practically. Of course, there's always a little suffering, but we don't suffer practically like like ordinary people do. So that's the beauty of spiritual knowledge, that it completely puts us in touch with reality. What is the real situation? And we're able to connect with everybody. And ultimately, we realize our spiritual connection with the absolute truth, or Krishna. So for ourselves, sometimes people buy gifts for themselves. I suspect everybody here buys gifts for themselves. Maybe not, but there's a good chance. So if we want to buy a gift for ourselves, then we should buy the gift of transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And if we want to buy a gift for others, we could also give them some transcendental knowledge. Joey, do you think you could hand me what's in the box there, please? There's a surprise there. No way. I would have got it myself. How about the next? Yeah, that one. Oh, no. The white book. Is it wrapped? Is there some wrapped or? No? No wrapped demonstration. Oh, messed up the demonstration. Where's the wrapped books? You grab one? Okay. That didn't work. That was supposed to be like a smooth transition. Didn't work. Sorry about that. Anyways, it's just now coming, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But to give transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge, the gift of knowledge, which I hope he's bringing very, very soon, how long is he going to take? He's here? Okay. And this is, it really helps. I mean, it really helps. Just like people, I mean, just like in the realm of agriculture. Now, every one of us here, I think, I would suspect, that is having some vegetables sometimes and fruits. And these aren't just from Costco or something, they're from farmers. But there's a whole art to farming. Okay, you can put it here, please. Thank you. There's a whole art to farming. It's a whole knowledge. It's a science. So if you teach somebody that, then practically they're quite wealthy. You know, buy some seeds, get some land, and grow some fruits and vegetables. So much of what we experience as pleasure, as happiness, as just the greatness of life is actually due to people being learned in certain subjects. Just like this architecture here. You put a donkey in this room, like a actual donkey, and you tell the donkey, okay, make this nice artwork. I don't think he's going to do so well. But if you get a human who teach them the science of colors and design and everything here, molding and all that, it becomes very beautiful. Architecture, right? There's so many beautiful buildings. It's a science. Cooking. So knowledge is actually what brings beauty and happiness to our life. So what to speak of spiritual knowledge? So, all right. Here's the demonstration. So these books, this is Bhagavad Gita, one of the main spiritual books that we read, and Science of Self-Realization, another book, and Chant and Be Happy. So these are 3 different spiritual books, and they've been ribboned nicely by Hina, right? Hina. So if you don't have the books, you could get the books. You could buy them as a gift for yourself. It's $8. And if you don't have $8, you could just take them. But the money goes to reprinting of the books, so that's helpful. Or you could give them to some friends or family as a gift. And someone may say, well, I never read those books before. Why am I going to give them as a gift to my friends or family? Well, it's a surprise for you and it's a surprise for them. Right? It could be fun, right? What are these books? Where did you get these books? So, yeah, you can consider taking some of these. They're here in the box. We have a full box here. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or comments? And then after this, we're going to serve the dinner. So, yes.
You mentioned how we're not the body.
Yes.
What are we?
Well, we're the soul. I didn't say that, huh? Oh, really? Oh, wow. Well, you have to excuse me because I just, I'm kind of readjusting. I was in Istanbul, Turkey, recently. So it's a completely different time zone. So I got back a few days ago, and I've been quite busy since I got back, so I'm kind of here but not here. So yeah, but we're the soul. So the non-material, anti-material soul. That which gives life to the animation to the body, or life to the body. So, yeah. Eternal soul. Okay, does anybody have any other comments, questions? Yes.
Regarding the suffering concept that you were talking about, that everyone has suffering.
Yeah.
You could also see it as a positive, that it jolts people awake from their slumber, and you
Yeah.
need that reaction in order to get people wanting to seek truth or something else.
Yeah,
in their
that's
lives.
true. Suffering is the impetus for change, we hope. Unfortunately, some people just suffer and suffer and suffer throughout their life, and they don't really wake up or want to make some change. But unhappiness or suffering or anxiety or etc., any of those negative things, it's actually indicating that the road we're going down may not be the greatest road. Or in other words, the way we're living may not be in sync with reality, therefore we're suffering. Like, for example, some of our volunteers here, they cooked tonight for everybody. But every one of us as humans, our food intake is based on what the body needs, or what the body is designed for. For example, they cooked nicely, but it's not that they just like boiled some plastic bags, or it's not that they put plastic bags like in a ball and like fried them in some corn oil or something and they served that to you. They didn't do that. Trust me. But why? Because the body, that's not what the body's meant for. So similarly, but if you do that, if you eat plastic bags, you're going to suffer and go to the hospital, and it's going to be a problem. But so that's indication that, hey, I shouldn't eat plastic bags, right? I shouldn't be like a goat and eat plastic bags. So if we're suffering, or if we're struggling, or anxiety, or whatever it may be, this is the indication that I'm doing something that's not exactly in line with reality, or what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's someone to say, oh, what does it matter what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I choose what I want to do. Well, that could be up for discussion, right? You have this microphone, right? Now, I have this microphone, it's amplifying my voice, that's the purpose. Now, if I take this microphone and I stir some soup, right? Now, I could do that, right? That's possible. If I could do that. But that's not really the purpose. The purpose is to amplify the voice. You get a spoon to stir the soup. So similarly, there's actually a purpose, to the body, to everything, intrinsic purpose. So the more we could be in line with that, the more we could actually be happy. So, yeah. All right. Any last question or comment?
Thank you, Balarama.
Thank you.
I was just wondering if you can give the audience here if you can exemplify. I was wondering if you can exemplify for everyone the reason why the living entity is suffering.
Give an example.
Yes.
Well, again, it's indication that we're not, we're not in our completely right mind. In other words, we become addicted to that which is not worth being addicted to, and therefore we suffer. It's not worth it. We become addicted to it. Just like people become addicted to alcohol. Now some people say, "Oh, you taken what do you call it? You taken moderation or something like that." Well, some people don't take in moderation, and whatever. We're not going to get into all that. But some people become addicted to alcohol, but it's not worth being addicted to. But because out of some type of out of just our mind not being in order, we become addicted to it, and then therefore we suffer. So practically all the suffering that we undergo is just being addicted to that which is not worth being addicted to. So, but we could be addicted to, for example, meditation, no bad side effects. Chant Hare Krishna, like we were doing, no bad side effects. It's good to be addicted to that. So that's the idea, to find something that is worth being addicted to, and then become addicted to it. Become an addict of that. So, all right. How do you spell your name? How do you spell your name?
My name?
Yes.
Priya.
Priya. Okay, that's easy. Priya. So Priya is carrying a girl, right? So she'll be delivering the girl soon, right? When is it? February. It's pretty soon. So we thank Priya for carrying a girl and delivering her. I also thank my mother for carrying me and delivering me. I also wouldn't be sitting here. So, all right. So yes, thank you all very much. So yeah, we wish Priya and her daughter there that she's carrying a very happy life. Hare Krishna. So yeah, thank you all very much for attending. And we have this every week. So please feel free to attend again if you like. We have different speakers. I'm here once a month. So we have different speakers, different singers, different cooks. So, and if you like, you could get some books. And if you want to take them for free, go for it. If you want to give a donation, you could talk to this man in the orange here. Can you raise your hand? You're in the orange. Yeah. You could talk to him. He'll help you. Yeah, and if you like, you could stay here and have dinner, or you could take it to go, whatever you like. All right, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.